guys, it's Dana from MadeEveryday.com. I am going to show you the easiest way to make a blanket. So easy. Promise. Okay, I lied. Probably the easiest way to make a blanket is to cut a big old piece of fleece fabric straight off the bolt and call it good. But that's not what we're doing here, though no judgment. Been there and done that. But we're gonna make something a little more polished with two fabrics out of a variety of fabrics, and you're really gonna love it. So here's what you need. About 2 yards of 2 different fabrics, and batting is optional. And the reason I am making this blanket is that I'm decorating a cabin in the mountains among the pine trees, and I'm always cold. I hate to be cold. So I saw these cozy, soft fabrics that were plaid, buffalo check, fleece, flannel. They were all calling my name. And I saw this one and it just screamed cabin to me. So grab some fabrics and you and I are gonna make a blanket together, and then we'll take it to the cabin. Start by laying your first fabric on the ground with the right side facing up. Then place the next fabric on top of that with the right side facing down, so the right sides, the nice sides, are touching each other. Smooth it all out, trim them down to the same size, or if you're adding optional batting, which I'm gonna do because I am going to a fun cabin where it's really cold, so I want a little extra layer of warmth in there. Lay that on top as well. I also like to use an iron on my batting once I get it all laid out on my blanket, just to get out some of these little wrinkles, and I think it really helps smooth everything so that it is an accurate size and fits well together. Trim that down so everything's the same. Pin all the way around your blanket, and then when we sew, we're gonna sew all the way around the edge, leaving a small opening. And when we turn the whole thing right side out, this batting is gonna end up on the inside. I can already tell this is going to be a super cozy, weighty blanket just by the feel of it. If you don't want that much weight on yours, just omit the batting and you're good to go. And today I'm sewing this on my baby lock. Brilliant. And I'm just going to come over here and increase my stitch length a little bit because this is such a bulky fabric. I'm going to do a 3 or a 3.5 so those stitches are not so teensy tiny as I'm sewing. Here's where we left that opening. I like to do double pins right there so I don't forget that that is my start and stop point. But do whatever helps you remember. And then this is a bulkier fabric, so I'm going to lift up my presser foot even more. My baby lock has an additional kind of height. I'm sure that's the technical official term. So I'm gonna go there, and I'm sewing probably about a 1/2 inch seam allowance. As I said, these are bulkier fabrics, so you know, do what is best for your machine. If you're feeling like it's struggling, maybe that's too much for yours, for your project. Baby Lock does great with all these fabrics. Sometimes I find if it's not gliding through my machine as well, I can just help it a little bit with this hand back here. I'm not tugging it, I'm just kind of guiding it. You guide me, you guide me. Just remove your pins as you go and make sure that nothing is folded underneath here. When you get to these corners here, just remember to leave your needle down like that, and then lift your presser foot and pivot and turn. I'm approaching my double pins again, so I know that's where I want to stop. Go like that and do a little back stitch right here. And then cut my threads. Love that cutting feature. Did you see that? Boom, it was right over here. Thank you, Baby Lock. Okay, now let's go turn this whole baby right side out. We have our opening right here that we want to sew closed. So we're going to pin that, and it's just going to follow the same seam allowance that was already there. It just naturally wants to kind of fold under right there. All right, we're gonna go back to our machine and we are gonna sew a top stitch all the way around this. Now it's bulkier now because there's even more fabric. So if your machine is not allowing that, then you know, You could just sew this one little part closed. You could always hand sew that part closed too. Or you can just leave it as it is like this. It's super cozy and soft, endless possibilities. Start just a little bit before where the pins were. So we make sure we catch that entire opening. And like I was saying, try to make sure this seam is accurately, pulled away from itself so there aren't additional folds. And I still have it on my long stitch length, and let's go for it. A little back stitch. Make sure that this is tucked in, and when you're done, always do a quality inspection just to make sure that everything got enclosed, there's no holes, stuff like that. It's all done, and I am going to show you the finished product at the cabin. And because I had extra fabric, I decided to make some pillows to go along. So I cut my main piece, I cut my panel pieces, which are finished off. All of this is in my video. Just gonna sew all the way around. Don't even need to leave an opening because the opening's right here. Yay. Enjoy your cozy blanket. I hope you make more. And I hope you make a pillow too. I told you it would be easy.